Tim Burton and the drunken elephant scene, what can go wrong? Hello there, people of YouTube, and welcome to the Spikehead podcast for another movie review, where today we'll be looking at Disney's live-action remake of Dumbo, directed by Tim Burton, starring Colin Farell, Danny DeVito, Michael Keaton, and Eva Green. This is the latest of Disney's habit of remaking classic Disney films in a live-action setting, and being directed by Tim Burton, I was naturally hyped for this, because Dumbo was a short film that I only remember for the two scenes, the Baby Don't Cry scene and that drunken elephant scene. So I was really excited with what they could do with this. Considering the original was barely an hour long and it was filled with, let's say, some controversial elements, I was looking forward to this, and I'm disappointed. I'm not going to lie, I'm disappointed. To begin with some positives though, the style is beautiful. Tim Burton knows how to make a film look pretty, and it's not nearly as gothic as a lot of his other films. It's like a nerfed Tim Burton aspect, but the visual of this film is just so damn beautiful, and the CGI on Dumbo's adorable. Dumbo is so damn cute. He's such an adorable little elephant. I love him. They capture that very perfectly. Also, the performances and live-action set pieces are really well crafted. I particularly enjoy what Tim Burton did with the drunken elephant scene. Rather than Dumbo accidentally drinking a bottle of champagne and starting to hallucinate these elephants, it's changed to a showpiece as part of a spectacle, and Dumbo's just there nodding along, looking, not gonna lie, a little under influence, I will say. But that is probably my favourite part of the film, because it's an enjoyable little spectacle to watch. And I'm right there with Dumbo, nodding along, looking, quite frankly, really high. Also, the Baby Don't Cry scene, it's done very early, but it's beautiful. It's really good. It still gets you. It's just so sad seeing Dumbo having to reach out to his mum because having to crawl down to him. It gets me every time. But that being said, let's say those are the two scenes from the original that I really remember, and Tim Burton does a good job with them. But that's literally all there is that I really enjoyed about this film. Oh, actually, no. There is the circus people as well. The circus family as a whole. The circus is never really given much character in the original, apart from a few clowns. But in this, Danny DeVito's troupe feel very much like a close-knit family, and I do love how they all have a part to play within this film. So I do like how that was fleshed out more than the original. Now, the negatives, guys. The characters are bland. The family that's advertised in this, played by Colin Fowler and a couple of other kid actors, they are written really blandly. Considering their story is dad's come home from the First World War with an arm missing, the mother's died, the kids are travelling. There is just a lot of forced conflict between this family, and I just didn't really buy how they were written very well at all. Even the kids connected with Dumbo, it doesn't really feel like they interacted with Dumbo half the time, which is such a shame. Like, I get it, kid actors, and having to act basically opposite a ball on a stick. I'm sorry, just the main human characters were bland as hell. Like, the only character that really was good, in my personal opinion, was Danny DeVito's character. He had a lot of depth to him, and to be fair, I would have loved if this film was just about Danny DeVito trying to save his circus and trying to get more tickets sold and seeing his journey from start to finish. That would have been a much more interesting film. Michael Keaton, God bless him. Love him. He's a great actor, but his villain was so damn cartoony in this, and so bland and so stupid. It felt like it was being a villainous stick just to be a villainous stick. There was no real rhyme or reason behind it. It's one of those films where you feel like it's giving you the bare minimum. One thing I loved about films as a kid was the ones that treated me like I was an adult and told me smart, clever storytelling. I appreciated them way more than films that just said, right, they're bad because they're bad. What else do you need to know? I really didn't get into why this guy's character was such an a-hole, considering how he acts at the start. There's just no real development in it, and yeah, that was disappointing. And just overall, this film did just lack a lot of substance. Like I said, the Danny DeVito part of the story felt like that could be fleshed out way more. The family aspect was dull, and so was the villain. I don't know, there's a lot of style in this, as Tim Burton does. Even when he's nerfed and not as hardcore as he usually is, it's still a very pretty looking film. But just the story and the substance in it is just very bland. They rush a lot of elements. Like I say, they feels like they tell me the entire story of the original film in 30 minutes. I mean, yes, the original film's like 60 minutes long, but it feels like tell the entire story in 30 minutes, and the rest of it is like the sequel to the original Dumbo. And I didn't really dig that. I feel like the baby don't cry scene could have been more impactful had they stretched out a bit later in the film. I feel like it came too early for myself, but that's just my personal opinion. Performance-wise, Danny DeVito is a national treasure. He is fantastic. He's like this. He's just this bumbling idiot showmaster, but he genuinely cares about his fellow circus people. And when old Michael Keaton's just pulling him along and telling him to do this and that, he just sort of nods along. He's out of his element, and he acts very well like he's out of his element, but he goes along with it because he wants what's best for his circus troupe. And when certain things happen, his reactions are perfect. I really love his performance in this. Colin Fowler, he's a good actor, but I feel like the material he was given was very bland. I didn't feel any real connection between him and his daughter or his son. It just, I don't know, it feels like they just put these characters in there to be human characters to replace the mouse. That's literally the only reason they're in there for. It's the same with Nico Parker and Finley Hobbins. They're the two kid actors in this, and again, I don't want to crap on acting, but it felt like they were very bland, and it was probably because how they were written. It just felt like there was a lot more depth that could have been explored with these characters, and it doesn't really hit home at all, which sucks because they are driving the story. They're the ones that are in this relationship with Dumbo. Yeah, I never really buy it. I don't buy the family relationship. When there's a conflict between the daughter and the dad, I never buy it. Ever. And it's just so heartbreaking to see. Because I love Tim Burton, and I thought he could have been very creative with this film, but it just doesn't feel like his whole effort was put into this. And as for Michael Keaton's performance, he's just overly cartoony. I love Michael Keaton, especially when he gets crazy. You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. Love him as that. But him getting nuts in this just felt dumb and just for the sake of it. I feel like Michael Keaton's films these days, he says, right, I'll do this film, but I've got to go crazy for that one scene. Because he's doing that a lot in films these days. Remember American Assassin that from a couple of years ago? Or was it last year? It was recent. He just had the entire scene where he went crazy. And same with this one. Smashing stuff up. And Eva Green, honestly, she was probably the second best actor in this. But for the most part, her character was just an accent. She did a good job at the accent. And her acting at certain bits with Dumbo. Like, if anyone connected to Dumbo the most in this film, it was Eva Green's character. Because I actually felt that connection between her and this anthropomorphic animal that could fly. Which, at least someone was. At least there was some connection. Because otherwise, may as well just do it live action with the mouse again. Because a lot of the human characters are just so wasteful. Overall, Dumbo, the remake by Tim Burton, is disappointing. Very much so. It's all style. It has a lot of pretty sequences. The drunken elephant scene and the baby don't cry scene. The scenes that we know, brilliant. And Danny DeVito's performance, really good. Anything else that should have fleshed out this story didn't work. And it's disappointing to say. My first review back, and I'm disappointed with a Tim Burton movie. And this review is a bit short because I'll be straight with you guys. I'm a bit ill and I've been gone a while. I just want to get this video out because I missed a few reviews that I wanted to do and I feel like it's too late to do them. And yeah, before I go into that sappy thing, let's give it the rating. Dumbo, unfortunately, I'm going to have to say that it's just lukewarm tea. So yeah, guys, it's been a while. I intend to be back a lot more. I had a lot of personal things to deal with, then a new job, I'm paying off a couple of things, you know, that sort of real life stuff. So I've not been able to review as much as I would like to. I intend to get a review of Us out, even though the hype's gone down now. I still want to get that review out. I'll hope to have that with you guys in a couple of days' time. But until then, thank you for your patience, guys. I look forward to getting more reviews updated more regularly now. But until then, guys, this is That Spikehead Podcast, signing off.